W6N, W6N, W6N. Calling G7W. How do you hear me? Over.
Okay. Donald Trump came back, so I decided to come back as well. Welcome to the motherfucking Josh Shakespeare podcast with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Chris Keene. I'm Josh's friend.
What the fuck? Thank you so much. The popular vote, all the swing states, 10 blue counties in Los Angeles flipped, in California, excuse me. We're back on top. Fuck, nigga! No, I'm just kidding.
This guy is way too excited about this.
I'm not. I'm just trying to hype up. That's not the energy that I wanted to come with, but I wanted a bombastic introduction because, you know, they say most podcasts don't make it past episode 10. I stopped at episode 9.
Did you really?
Literally, yes. The
man.
Josh Shakespeare podcast is like the last installment of this top-tier program was 009. So this is going to be episode 10.
Oh, shit.
I'm thinking about naming this episode either We're Back or Luigi.
Well, you already lost all your viewers with that Trump intro.
Yes,
so.
I don't care. I do not care. I also don't care about how poor the lighting is. I understand, but I want it to be dark.
Okay. Luigi, like the shooter guy?
Yes, exactly like that. I can't tell. How many rappers do you think are rushing to make that their new album cover?
Oh, man.
Or their like the name of their new album, just Luigi. I'm a killer Luigi, and it's gonna be a photo of him with his eyes blacked out, redacted.
Yeah.
Like those FBI photos.
Make it the graphic for your podcast.
The what?
Like, make it the graphic for your podcast.
Yeah, I'll do that. Something like that's gonna be one of the things. I was also debating on whether or not to come back with just an entirely different podcast. Believe it or not, one of the ideas was going to be, and I think this is a brilliant idea, I was going to have the name of the podcast be Save My Friend Chris.
What the fuck?
Because you clearly hate yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
true.
You hate your life. And I was like, I think he's going to kill himself, and we just make a huge profit out of it. Start a GoFundMe, pay for your therapy.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't hate myself and I don't hate my life. I'm just unenthused about the future.
You see what I'm dealing with here? No, I mean, no, that's just the average American right now. It's just not, they're unenthused about the future. I mean, the people wearing MAGA hats in Los Angeles right now, they're very enthused about the future, I'll tell you that.
Wasn't it more fun, though, when he wasn't president to wear the MAGA hat? Now it's just, but now it's like cool to wear.
It's not even like that it's cool. It's more so like it feels like a holiday. That's what that's the best way I could describe it because I'm seeing more and more people in Los Angeles and, you know, more power to them. We love them. We love it. So I just wanted to.
Who's we? Don't put me on this train.
I do. I love it when people who are afraid to be themselves are finally allowed to be themselves.
That is true. No,
that is why
funny.
I love it in particular. You align differently politically, which is totally fine. We actually see eye to eye on most political issues. But go ahead.
Most of my friends who voted for Trump still won't tell anyone they voted for Trump. And in fact, most people I know hate me more than they hate the people that voted for Trump.
That's amazing. Isn't that amazing?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they just don't talk about it. They don't say what they think.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
working on a joke about. A lot of this podcast is going to be me like relating how certain topics going on in my personal life and more importantly in real life relates to jokes that I'm working on. Oh. So I have a joke that I'm working on and I'm doing about how gay people, how being a Trump voter is like the new gay.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to do the whole joke because I don't want to give it away, but just like gay people and Trump voters like have like very similar things in common. Like we both, we're both like kind of like afraid to kind of like come out and talk to our friends and family and shit like that too, or et cetera, et cetera. Or just we don't like want to get into arguments with people,
Right.
So, but just a quick backstory regarding this whole topic. This is what I love because we were before the podcast started. There's a comedian friend that Chris and I share named Li Ting Chen. She's a Asian woman. What were you gonna say?
I said yes.
Yes. She's an Asian woman. She's from China. She's very anti-communist, rightfully so, as it would go. And she did a mic. I'm not sure if I should out her then, if that's the case. Hold on a second. We might cut this out, or we might put it on Patreon. I'm also starting a Patreon. Please subscribe to the Patreon. She said, we did a mic during the election. You hosted it. It was a crowd work night.
Yeah. Yep.
It was great on election night. It felt kind of like doing comedy during the Super Bowl.
That's true. It did.
And she went on stage and she goes, you know, we're definitely going to put this in the Patreon, depending. I'm going to reach out to her, see if she's comfortable with this, if me talking about her.
Cut the name or something.
Something like that, right. So she goes on stage and she goes, you know, it feels like everyone in this room, or most of us, voted for Trump, but we're afraid to even still say that they voted for Trump.
Yeah.
And she goes, that's why I voted for him. And she goes, it's just like China over here. Yeah. The amount of people that come from communist countries that come to America and they go, you know, it's kind of like these communist countries that I came from is astounding to me.
Yeah, I can, for sure. That's why I talk about the things I think. I think it's kind of screwed up to not say what you think, but I don't want to live like that. I also think it's kind of disturbing if our society is like that. I think it's a serious problem. But it's weird. I have plenty of disagreements with friends of mine that voted for Trump. Yeah, I get into arguments with them about, you know, Israel, about my friend loves the private prison system. My friend, he's essentially a fascist. He hates libraries. But like we're still friends. Like we have no problem. We talk and then we move on. Like, but if I talk to people that are what some may call woke, which they hate this term even though that's what it is.
Right.
Those are the friends that I've lost over just political disagreements or opinions.
That's honestly hilarious.
And I'm not even the thing that they hate, which is the Trump voter, the right wing, blah, blah, blah. But they just assume that I am because anyone that's not woke is bad.
Yeah.
If you have any opinion that is not of that opinion, you're right wing, you're bad, you're you know, racist, sexist, angry, bitter, whatever they want to call you.
I've gotten into this argument over multiple times with other comedians, and I've made this as a post, as a separate reel on my social media platforms. It's titled LA NPCs, very well written. And like because people call me Republican, and I go, everyone that did not wear a mask or everyone that does not have pronouns in their bio is a Republican to you guys. You understand?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just like, you know, just because I don't drive an electric car does not make me a Republican. Do you understand?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I don't understand. I mean, I was talking to my friend Josh last night. Other Josh, not you.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Right. No, I totally got that confused.
And he was saying that he gets annoyed from comics that like rant about cancel culture. And I get that it's like it can be hacky or whatever because it's overdone or whatever. But like I don't understand why you would be more upset about that than you are about actual censorship that's happening.
Yeah.
Like isn't that more troubling? But I guess he's looking at it from a comedy perspective. And I'm looking at it from like a political perspective.
Yeah, I understand, but it's God, man, we can really get into that regarding Anthony Jeselnik and all of his complaining tour he's done on multiple podcasts.
Yeah, I even saw a joke from his special.
Yeah,
and there was no punchline, and that's what my friend Josh Pimentel, very funny comic, check him out. Do you know Josh?
Josh who?
Pimentel.
No. Oh wait, you know what? Is he Jewish?
He's Native American, actually. He has a lot of jokes about it.
No, I'm not familiar, but that's... I'm sure he's funny.
But the complaint with a lot of these like hacky, right-wing, whatever you want to call them, anti-woke, cancel culture comics, is they have no punchline. They're just like saying these things. But like, I saw a Jeselnik joke from the new special, and he was like... talking about Joe Rogan. Did you see that?
I watched the whole special. Definitely not his best by any metric. Not his best.
But his thing about Joe Rogan, like there was no punchline to the joke. The punchline was just if you listen to Joe Rogan, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
that was basically.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing, and I want to make this very, very clear. Like this part may also go on the Patreon. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Josh Shakespeare podcast on Patreon. It's only $5 a month, where the rest of the entirety of this podcast is on Patreon. Just because I want to make money, pay my bills. I don't have to do this shit anymore. And, you know, you guys get to hear, you know, other facets of the podcast just because I think they're funny and very well articulated. I went on a rant to myself regarding Anthony Jeselnik and a lot of the views that he has regarding comedians that complain about cancel culture. It's like, listen, Anthony, You made your bones doing rape and domestic violence jokes.
Right.
Do you understand? That's not the thing anymore. You can just make these types of jokes and people will automatically go, oh, yeah, well, he just does that. He's already solidified himself as a type of comedian that does that. So if you were to do it, that no longer really makes headlines. He had this video that went viral where he goes, all these young comedians, they all want to get away with it. Like, if people got mad at you, then you didn't get away with it. It's like, motherfucker, let's go to the trailer for your Thoughts and Prayers comedy special. It literally reads right here that, quote, offended millions on Twitter.
Yeah, of course.
Hold on, let's go to Anthony.
Dude, every great comic has offended millions.
No,
what do you think Richard Pryor was doing, or George Carlin? Like, people were not, they were pushing boundaries. They weren't just saying things that people agree with and like.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. They didn't just say things that people like. They So this is the point, though. Controversy is what drives their machine. And right now, you no longer have to make jokes about women, and people get upset about it. Where it feels as though the culture is slightly past that, which is why everyone wants to go back against this idea of quote unquote cancel culture. But it's just like, right, the new thing now is just making fun of other So back in the day, like in the early 2000s, if you would go after, let's say, Julia Stiles, or you would go after Matt Damon, or you would go after pick a celebrity, John Stamos, something like that. You would make fun of like the way they look or something that they said, or Tom Cruise for how crazy he was. Now it's like, let's go after other comedians or other people in new media, as they say. Let's go after Steven Crowder. Let's go after Joe Rogan. Let's go after Tony Hinchcliffe, right? Because it's easy when you don't want to upset the people that you have to see at your CAA meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's go to the trailer for this is Anthony Jeselnik. Now, mind you, this is Anthony Jeselnik. It's like all these young guys want to get away with it, right? This is Anthony Jeselnik. Thoughts and Prayers trailer, right? Offended millions on Twitter.
Oh, that's his.
That's literally, this is the promo for the trailer of Thoughts and Prayers.
Oh my God.
He's roasted the most infamous celebrities, offended millions on Twitter, right? And taken on the entire country of New Zealand, right? Now, what this means is because he did a skit for his show that I loved called the Jeselnik Offensive. It was called Shark Party, where a man was killed by a shark because his idea of it was humans kill hundreds of thousands of sharks a year, whereas sharks only kill like over 100, like only less than 100 humans a year. So when a human is killed by a shark, he wants to have a shark party. So on his show, the Jeselnik Offensive, that was on Comedy Central at the time, he had a bunch of burlesque female dancers in shark outfits do a dance number. Yeah, and he had you remember this?
Yeah.
And he had the photo of the guy on and then the entire country of New Zealand was sending him and his family death threats. And he boasted about how funny it was on the special Thoughts and Prayers. Same guy, same nigga.
Yeah.
Same guy. Oh, these young guys want to get away with it. If people are upset at you, then you didn't get away with it. It's like, Jesselyn, this is what you do.
Yeah,
we cut the shit.
I don't get it.
Just stop with this idea that I get
it.
He
did a bunch of 9/11 jokes that were really offensive too. That people got mad about.
And that's fine, but it's just can you stop pretending? It's annoying when him and to an extent Daniel Tosh, when they try to. I get it, right? You're changing your hair. You're wearing pink now. You have a girl. You want to pretend that you. I love it when these types of comedians pretend that they weren't this white.
I haven't seen Daniel Tosh in years.
He has a new podcast called Tosh Show where he interviews people that he thinks are interesting, which I love. I love listening to it. It's a great show. They both have very distinct and unique voices. Now, I say all this to say, I borrow heavily from these two comedians because I grew up watching them in elementary school and high school. They're very influential to my comedic style, and I do love them. But that does not negate the fact that they can sometimes be so wrong on certain issues. Like this, for example, Daniel Tosh, for example, he on his podcast, he goes, I think cancel culture is good. Just because you didn't get Me Too doesn't mean that.
He really said that?
He really said that. I think it's a good thing.
What was his reasoning?
We can play it. By the way, we're so off track from what I wanted to talk about.
I don't know if things are different. It's just everyone has a platform now.
I don't like it, by the way, when people do this thing where they take comedians who are famous already and they have very wrong opinions about what they think quote unquote cancel culture is, and then they go, see, even Cat Williams or even Daniel Tosh doesn't believe in cancel culture. It's like, shut the fuck up. They're not using the definition correctly. The women that accused Harvey Weinstein of rape, rightfully so, that were fired from their jobs, that's cancel culture. Would you not say it's cancel culture, Chris?
You think that's cancel culture?
Absolutely. A culture of people. Okay. In your
I don't know
job,
if I
right?
think
If
that's
somebody
cancel culture.
in your job, if somebody does something wrong to you and it violates ethics, and you're just doing your job, right? You're coming to work. You work in makeup. You're coming to work. You work as a production assistant, and someone's harassing you, and then you take issue with it. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, but that's why I wouldn't call that cancel culture.
But they fire these women and they blacklist them, and the culture of people that allow that to happen, that also go, oh yeah, I saw this happen. This is XYZ. I saw this person do the same exact thing. I had the text messages, but refuse to say anything because they want to keep their job. Would you not say that that's a culture of people that canceled this woman in a situation where they weren't supposed to?
Wait,
Right?
which woman? Like,
No, just the women that were okay. So I don't know the names of the women in particular, but there were several women that before the Me Too movement came out against Harvey Weinstein. That was silent
you're saying
on.
the woman got canceled.
Yes, the women got canceled. Yes.
Now I get what you're saying. Okay.
I'd say it's the same exact thing in my opinion, but I mean I've been in debates over this, and I'm like, guys, it's the same exact thing if you want to call it cancel culture. My idea of cancel culture is just when they take things away from you in a situation which they shouldn't.
Right. Cancel culture is not like Harvey Weinstein got in trouble for raping people. That's not cancel culture.
No, it's not at all. But however,
but
the women that
the
accused
people
him
that
of rape,
advocate cancel culture, that's what they think it is. Cancel culture is like
yeah,
Norm Macdonald going on an apology tour twice for
Yeah.
making retard jokes. Do you remember that?
yes, yes,
Or the fact that I'm literally shadow banned on social media right
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
A warning pops up that says this account is dangerous when you try to follow me. I've done nothing but make jokes.
Anti-Semitic jokes. Yeah,
No,
I totally understand. No, you're right. I get it. It's bullshit. It's totally bullshit. But the point that I'm making is the video is not coming up right now. But another thing I wanted to point out too about Anthony Jeselnik, which I love, is I think it's a good thing. Hold on, let me just make sure.
And the thing that anyone that argues for this doesn't get is that it's only a matter of time until it comes for you. Like
Yeah.
who is deciding what is okay to say and not to say?
Yeah,
That's
literally. I'm not gonna. We'll maybe.
now
post.
the left should care now because now they censor a lot of pro-Palestine stuff. Aren't you mad
Yeah.
that that's getting censored?
Yeah, I think that's funny. I think that's very, very funny. Also, I want to point out too, in Anthony Jeselnik's special regarding cancel culture and regarding people being upset, I mean, he experienced it. He literally talks about it in a special where he does this thing. He used to do this thing where after every major tragedy, he would go on social media. He would go on Twitter and make a joke about it.
Jeselnik?
Yes.
Okay.
And in the special, he discusses that he made a joke regarding the Colorado movie theater shooting.
Okay.
And I believe that was what it was. It was either that or the Boston bombing. One of those jokes. Name a tragedy around that time, around the 2010s.
Okay.
And this was when the Jeselnik offensive was on the air at the time.
Yeah.
And his boss reached out to him and told him to delete the tweet, or else
Okay.
he's fired. And then he deleted the tweet. I go, yeah, that's cancel culture, dude. You avoided it because you deleted the tweet. So the point that I get it, he didn't want to fire the people on his team. He didn't want to fire his staff.
People might argue that like in a workplace, you have to abide by your employer's
Right.
rules or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, there's been so much information suppressed on social media, especially during COVID, of course, or a million things in 2020 for sure. Where, I mean, no one even pays attention to the Twitter files. It's like it never even happened.
I love that too.
The
I love when
government
people
was
are just
conspiring.
completely ignoring the Twitter files.
Yeah, just the government conspiring with big tech to suppress stories, suppress the laptop story. I mean, yeah, it's like it never happened. That should be the biggest story. That should be, you know what I mean?
It's truly the funniest thing that's ever happened. And because they talk about this in the espionage community. By the way, that is thematically what this podcast is kind of going to be about. Just because of the darkness of this, I love it. This should feel like a transmission from your quartermaster or your missions director at MI6 or whatever espionage firm you work for. This should feel like a transmission, like I'm briefing you on a mission.
On that note, what did you want to talk about that we got off?
I'll get to it. I'll talk about it in a second. What's going on? So there is. Well, I mean, there's other things I wanted to talk about, but regarding that, there is. I forget exactly what it was, but there's this spy who had information that they say was worth like over $100 million. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $40 million and then revealed the Twitter files. Do you realize that information basically cost $40 million?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So in order to figure out that the CIA is conspiring with Twitter to lie to the country, I have to pay $40 million. That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane.
Do you think we'll find anything out with the new administration?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't give a fuck. The point is this. Here's what I wanted to talk about. The women are gushing over this Luigi Mangione shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I wanted to say that nobody else seems to be talking about. I could be wrong, but I mean, he's clearly gay, right?
Oh, you think he looks gay?
What straight man takes a photo with a Happy Meal like this? I'm being so serious. Like, this is the one photo where I'm like, God, like I've lived in LA for 5 years. I know my gaydar is pretty good. I've been on hikes. I've been to Gold's Gym
He could just be a pretty man. He could be pretty.
No. They're a very good. I'm a very good looking guy. People think I'm gay all the time.
I've got this guy's eyebrows. So
yeah, I mean he's probably not. I mean he's Italian. You're Armenian. So you guys both your types of white think that you're black. I get it. He's clearly gay. I'm just saying. That was what was interesting to me. What straight man takes this photo, Chris?
I don't know. We have hot shooters now. That makes me feel good because people have always said that I look like an active shooter. So I guess that's a compliment now. I'm putting that on my Hinge profile, dude. What do you like to do for fun? Kill CEOs. That's what's going on my
That
Hinge.
Should work. I mean, I love how you're running your material.
Yeah, that's
right now,
you like that?
It is a good joke, though. It's a pretty good joke. I mean, I love that. Yeah, I don't want to do that where I mean, you're good. The joke is funny. But as far as like people going on social media and they just have to make that comparison, how like an ugly guy will be a shooter and nobody wants to fuck him, but a handsome man will kill a CEO and like, oh my God,
yes,
let's suck his dick.
Yeah,
I get it.
And his picture is everywhere.
All of his photos. It's an
the other shooters. They're like, we're not going to publish the shooter's photo.
If you're ugly, you get one photo.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And it better be a good one. You get one photo if you're ugly.
But this guy's
keep taking photos of this guy.
Yeah, they got him with the his abs out and stuff.
Yeah. Look at this one where he went on a hike. And there's one of him in a jumpsuit, and there's one of him in a one where he's like, you like the clean shaven one, or should we go with the one where he's like a little rugged?
A comic at the mic last night had a funny joke where, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter if I spoil it, or fuck it, I won't say it.
No, go ahead.
It's some other person's joke, but he was like, the guy's supposed to be all like anti-capitalist, but he's like at McDonald's, he's at Starbucks. Like, that's what is going on here?
That is actually a good point. Yeah, I like that. He's using an iPhone to text people.
Yeah.
He wrote his manifesto on a MacBook Pro. But yeah, that was just one of the points I wanted to make about the shooter. I can't wait for the Netflix series to drop about this because they're already. I can't. I swear to God, I guarantee there's someone in a coffee shop right now in Los Angeles already writing the script.
Oh, for sure.
About this guy. Mm. They're already eyeing someone. It can't be Timothée Chalamet because he's too white. So
oh God,
pale and
that guy plays everybody now.
He does. But I mean, same thing with Henry Cavill. They want him to play everybody because Hollywood hasn't seen a man in years. So they want him to play James Bond. They want him to play Superman. They want him to play Batman. On top of that, they want him to play everybody.
Sucks. He's a good Superman, but I have not liked the movies they've made.
I am very indifferent because Superman was never like really my guy. I thought Brandon Routh did a pretty good job. I thought that movie was good. I thought Man of Steel was pretty good. Man of Steel was enjoyable. It was a little too dark, and I get it. Every comic.
No, I love dark. I just didn't. I hated that movie for a bunch of different reasons. One is that he destroys an entire city, which is not something Superman would do.
Yeah. I can't even really get into why. Like, I have like, it was an okay movie. I thought it was.
I
It wasn't
grew up.
rewatchable to an extent. I watched it like twice, maybe 3 times.
Well, they're making a new one. Maybe that one will
Yeah,
be
I
good.
saw the. Yeah, again, I don't really, I don't want to be that guy where I'm like, I hate DC Comics or anything like that. I love DC Comics, but it's just sometimes it's just. Yeah.
I've lost track of comic book movies because there's been so many of them.
So have I. I haven't really watched an MCU movie since Doctor Strange 2.
I think the last one I saw was Shang-Chi. I think that was the last one.
Yeah, I watched that movie too.
That was great.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about certain things will happen, and it'll be shockingly easy to ignore it because all I do is I write jokes and go to the gym and thinking about becoming a billionaire. So, like this whole Luigi story, I haven't even read the manifesto, and I don't really know. I think, again, back to the gay point, I think they're avoiding showing us videos of him talking because he's going to sound like
that's funny.
He's going to sound like, guys, like, please, we have to stop these CEOs.
Oh my God, that's so
okay,
funny.
I'd pay money to hear him read the manifesto out loud.
great,
Because
dude.
it's like, please,
Yeah.
okay, it's not good. Maybe if we stop this,
Oh, I hope that is what it is.
it's just going to kill you. I don't know. I feel it. Anyway, not that it matters, but it's just I'm seeing all these women go after him, and I go, I'm pretty sure he's gay. Anyway, on top of that, as far
Well,
as
he did it. I heard he had chronic back pain. That's what he was suffering from. Did you read about it?
No, see exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about when I tell you.
I think it's because he's a bottom, Josh. He's a bottom. That's I'm trying to add to your joke.
No, it's fine. But this is what I'm talking about when I say like I don't have any interest in the story whatsoever.
Okay.
Cultural empathy.
I think it's funny.
The cultural lack of empathy that people have for the CEO who got shot in the head, and people are like, "Oh, but these companies are evil," and I go, "Yeah, that's fine."
People love this Luigi guy, dude.
They do.
I was
and
saying
get it.
that's how great our healthcare system is. It's so great. It's creating folk heroes. It's got people. You think that?
Is he the Robin Hood?
Yeah, he's like
People
the yeah,
who need to be put on a
exactly.
ventilator.
Yeah.
Who need to be put on a sleep? Who need to be put on a sleep apnea machine?
Yeah.
Is he the guy? Why don't he? Yeah, steal insulin if that's the case.
Yeah.
Be the Batman of healthcare. If you see a doctor padding charges on someone's medical bill, you hang them off of a cliff and you go, swear to me. Something like that.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he could have done more. I don't know. But anyway, I couldn't give a fuck less about any of this just because this is an assassination attempt. That's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
People are upset. People in this country are very unhealthy.
They are, yeah.
They
But
are
if you
very
bring that up,
unhealthy.
no one wants to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it's kind of hard
make
for me
America-
to, he's a savior. I go, I mean, did you tweet that when you were at Denny's?
Look, yeah, I don't know. It's funny that how unhealthy the country is, but if you talk about that, people get mad at that.
Yeah,
People
I
get
understand.
offended
No,
by
you're
that.
right. People do get very unhappy when you discuss how unhealthy this country is. The amount of
I was saying
cigarettes
the
and
guy-
vapes you guys smoke. Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry, continue.
Oh,
I didn't mean
no.
to cut you off.
No, I'm just going to be running more material. So
No, go ahead.
No, I just think it's funny. The guy, he had back pain, so he went and killed the CEO, and now he's going to go to jail. The funny thing is, he'll have better health care in prison than he ever did as a free man.
They really have a good healthcare system in prison?
I mean, it's probably better than what we have, honestly, dude. I mean, I think you still have like co-pays and stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine they have to treat you if you have an issue.
Yeah, but like not like with like good. I don't know.
I mean, I don't.
Well, you
I've
know what?
never been to prison.
They are
but-
offering transgender surgeries in prison.
There you
so
go,
I would
yeah.
imagine that the healthcare over there is pretty decent.
Yeah, it's probably better than Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I have Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield.
How
I
is
could.
it?
By the way, yeah. As someone who has Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, one CEO isn't enough. I'll say
it
that.
bad? Is
It's
it
not.
bad?
It's not. It
Does
only
it
covers $1,000.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
this is insane.
Does it have like mental health stuff? Does it cover that stuff? Like
It
therapy
does
or
actually.
anything?
It was because of the $15 copay. I was able to get my now ex therapist because I've graduated.
There you go. That's good.
So thank you to Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I have this weird theory with podcasts. It takes about 20 minutes to get flowing in a podcast.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I feel like the conversation gets better the more you get into it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know why.
I try my best to structure this.
That's smart. That's very good.
Where we do like 15 minutes on one subject and then another 15 minutes on another subject. But, I mean, the organicness of me just discussing how a lot of these stand-up comedians that are now rich and successful are completely full of shit, I think that that's interesting as well. A lot of this will be on the Patreon. A lot of this will be cut out. I want to make that very, very clear.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. She's not even listening to
You
music.
got to get her on this thing, man.
Lana, do you want to say hi to the folks at home? You sure not? Shout out to Lana. Go listen to her music. She released a song called Body. It's fantastic.
Way better than Beyonce, guys. Check it out.
100%. She's better than Beyonce.
Oh, she
Yeah,
liked
yeah,
that.
She like that.
That's she's okay with that hate.
She's okay with that. Yeah. Lana's better than Beyonce. 100%. And she has more music coming out, too. And Buy Her Rugs, too. We're also going to... Free plug. We're also going to put that in the description. Buy Her Rugs. She just made a beautiful... I mean, it was right here earlier. I would have shown it. Oh, no, it is right over here. Can I show them the rug? She made a wonderful pussy rug. I'm not kidding. Hold on. This is...
wow, it really
here's
is.
one from the... What's the name of the Instagram, Lana? Shop Oomph. So shout out to Shop Oomph on Instagram. She made this lovely Dodgers hat.
Oh, that's awesome.
This baseball cap. She makes rugs. It's great. It's beautiful. Please tap in with Lana. And then she made this wonderful excuse me, pussy rug. This is great.
Holy shit.
It's a giant vagina.
Is that the clit?
Yeah.
Man, I've been looking for that thing.
Yeah, everyone has. It's very, very difficult. Everyone's been looking for this. I'd love for this to be the end of the show where we just plug this. Whereas shout out to shopoomph.com, made by Lana, talented, very beautiful musician. Wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. I'm just going to lay this down right here on this yoga mat right here. But shout out to shopoomph.com. I want to say that there's a promo code or you get some sort of discount. I don't know. If you buy the rug, I'll give you her phone number. How about that? Something like that. Subscribe to the Patreon. If you're, I don't know. Anyway, we're at 43 right now. I'm going to see if there's anything else I wanted to cover. Oh, yeah, right. Well, there is like a personal aspect of the show that I do discuss. So, I mean, how are you doing, Chris? Are you good? Are you okay? Are you happy?
I'm all right. I haven't been sleeping much.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why haven't you been sleeping?
Work, comedy.
No, when you...
And I'm trying to do this new thing where I make sure I get... It's hard to have time to do what you want or need to do. When you're working full time and all that, so I've been trying to. I'm not good at talking, Josh. I don't know if you know this about me.
Do you see what I'm talking about? When I feel like I wanted to save your life.
All right, I'm reading this book called Big Magic. You ever read this book?
No, why?
It's this book about like the creative process, basically.
Okay.
And it was just talking about like making time to write and things like that. It was talking about this couple that has kids and works full time, but they get up super early in the morning to make sure they have like at least an hour to write every day or something.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure I'm doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I guess that's my. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's good. I totally understand.
And I also you're good at this, but I'm trying to implement like goals and a list of how to achieve those goals. You do that, right?
Every now and then, yeah, I do.
Yeah, like specific things and then the exact steps of how to get there.
What I do is I do boxing timer.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, and I instead of 3 minutes per round with 1 minute break, I do 15 minutes per round with 1 minute break, and then I write jokes or I just complete tasks, and then there's a break where so boxers use this for boxing. I use it as well. I box and on top of that, I just use it to complete various tasks, but more specifically, I do it to write jokes, and yeah, that's what I do.
That's cool.
And it helps, yeah.
Other personal things. Well, what we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, I was wondering if you had any insight into it. I've had falling out with certain friends over the years over opinions in politics,
Right.
and they've always been of one ideology, which is
Right.
like woke left ideology. I have never had that happen with anyone else, like anyone who I have friends that voted for Trump or whatever, and I have plenty of disagreements with them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen. Is that just an anecdotal thing that I've experienced,
A little bit of both, I'd say. I mean, many comedians have made this joke. Neil Brennan has made this joke as well, as far as like how more accepting people on the right are versus people on the left.
Why is that? What the hell is that?
The virtue signaling, literally. That's my off the top of the head.
And I think that
immediate
comes
guess.
from this idea of being inherently good and right.
Yeah.
Like that's the attitude on that side of politics, is that we're the good guys and everyone else is the bad guys.
Yeah.
It's not like this is my opinion. This is what is morally right and what I don't think is morally wrong.
Yeah, and this exactly. So, and they look for this in every aspect of their life.
Yes.
So, which would include conversations, the merch you wear, the car you drive, the podcasts that you listen to, the people that you think are funny,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times people are like, oh, you listen to Ben Shapiro, don't you? Like, I've gotten that question before. Like,
Right.
you fucking idiot. No, I don't. But, I mean, if I did.
Yeah,
that
what do
wouldn't-
I care what someone listens to? Like,
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
don't-
mean? Like,
yeah.
if someone watches Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert all night, go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be mad.
If you don't want to laugh
I'm
for
not
an
going to be
hour, that's
mad
fine,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, go ahead. I
But
don't
like
care.
the alternative to that is like, a Ben Shapiro or something, or Joe Rogan, or even though Joe Rogan isn't even right wing or whatever.
No, he's not. But yeah, I think what's the adage? And it's not like an adage, but it's an idea that I've heard before, where it's like you can never be left enough,
No.
but you can always be,
But what's funny is when you attack you can go left of the left, and they get mad at that too. Like I would make jokes pointing out what Kamala's doing.
Yeah, and people get upset about
in
that.
Gaza and stuff, or
Yeah.
or that she locked up all these black people. People get mad at that.
Yeah,
So it's just really anything that deviates from the prescribed thing that you're supposed to believe.
yeah,
And I don't get that on the right. The people I know voted for Trump, I'll argue with them about an issue, and we go on with our day. No one's mad. No one's.
I'm getting back into reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and
yeah.
I'm getting back into my Jedi training from my now ex-therapist, my previous therapist, named Mickey, and she would say, and I would say, and we both agree that I'd say these quote-unquote falling outs that you are having are just a mere redirection.
Redirection of what?
So I look at humans generally as magnets. When you speak out what you want in the universe, things then get pulled away from you. They get repelled from you, and then certain things get magnetically attracted towards you for whatever it is that you say you want. And it may not look appealing at the time. So for example, like I look at this as my prime example is like I said one day, like I want to be a better comedian. And then a few days after that, I had a falling out with a comedian that I thought I was going to be friends with for the rest of my comedy career.
Oh wow!
And I hadn't realized only until after the fact that in many, many ways he was holding me back.
Okay,
So
I see what you're saying.
I mean, if you want, depending on what your intent is with this comedy thing, if you are having these falling outs with all these types of people, then they don't really need to be in your life. I don't think.
Well, that is interesting because I lost all the friends that I grew up with over this kind of stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
And thinking about it now, I'm like, oh well, I think unfortunately that had to happen in order to move on.
Yeah.
To other things.
And
I'm not happy about it.
No. It doesn't have to be a happy experience. I mean, it doesn't have to be a bad experience either. You can be very neutral about it, I'd say.
Yeah.
Same thing with whenever I post a skit that none of you like, comment, share, and subscribe on like you should with this goddamn podcast because I put a lot of time and effort into it.
Oh, subscribe to the Patreon, guys.
Please do. I've had enough of this, me posting gold, and people in the comments are like, I don't understand why this didn't go viral. Because I'm funny, and the algorithm sometimes does not like me. That's why it didn't go viral, okay? But I'm very... I understand my level of... And I understand that I'm capable of putting out mass-producing viral content. But here's what I will say is that same thing when I post a video and I'll maybe lose followers because and I'll know it. I know it's gonna happen because
course.
it does not align with a lot of the things that people that follow me align themselves with. But I go, yeah, those are not really my fans.
Exactly. Yeah. People follow you for all kinds of reasons. They might see one thing,
And then they might unfollow for the other thing as well.
Exactly.
So
you'll eventually find your crowd, like you just said.
yeah, or they will find me.
There you go.
Should you at home make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe to the Patreon as well, and tell your friends, and please listen to this. I'm also heavily going towards the maybe audio only version of this, just because when podcasts first started, that was really the magic of it. Everyone wants to do video. Everyone wants an editor that puts the video and the photo up there. On top of that, we didn't even get to the video of this woman who fucked 100 guys in 24 hours that I wanted to talk about.
Who's that?
This woman named Lily Phillips or whatever the fuck. But that doesn't matter. We can just talk about it some other time.
That sounds disturbing. Why did she do this?
I was gonna say something funny, but all I got is she's a whore. What else do you need to know other than why would someone do this?
That sounds painful.
That's fine, and that's fine. We love whores. Chris does it because he's something's wrong with him.
Yeah, I am a weirdo. This is another personal thing we could talk about.
Yeah, you don't.
I had a Hinge date.
When?
Yesterday.
How'd it go?
I canceled it. Oh man,
that's fine. I mean, hey, yeah. We love men that have boundaries. Why did you cancel the date?
I talked to her on FaceTime, and afterwards I was like, I just didn't think it was a good idea. I don't know why. She seemed fun.
Asian?
She seemed great.
Was she Asian?
Well, come on now. That goes without saying.
That's a yes. Okay, just making sure. Was she an ironing board, which is what you like?
You mean like a 12-year-old boy with a wig on? That kind of.
Don't say that. We're gonna cut that out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon, because that's gonna be on that comment's gonna be on the Patreon. So if you hear like a bedazzled sound, like a jingling sound or something like that, bleep that out. We're gonna put that on the Patreon. Make sure you guys subscribe to Josh Shakespeare.
Jay-Z and I like the same kind of girls as well.
Who?
Jay-Z and I.
Oh Jesus.
No, she was cool. I just felt like she was like a doctor. I was like,
that's good, man.
Yeah, she was cool. I just
you just didn't feel the connection.
I talked to her for 2 minutes. I had no idea, but I didn't want to waste her time.
Hey, you know what? Here's what I will say about that, Chris, is that most men probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, they would have just went and see what happened or something.
Something like that. Or they just would have just done it for the lay, or they would have just kind of wasted their time because they didn't want to be lonely. You don't seem to have a problem with this.
I'm used to being lonely.
Yeah.
Used to being alone.
It's not a bad thing.
Are you have siblings, right, or no?
Mm-hmm. I have one sibling. We're looking to have him on the pod.
Did you grow up with a lot of alone time, or was your sibling around?
My brother lived with me. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was a very isolating feeling many times, but yeah.
I think if I was gonna do anything with anybody, it has to be something I'm really sure of. I don't know why.
No, you don't have to know. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, it's just uncomfortable or awkward, I guess, the other way, to me at least. But to most people, I don't think they care. Which is fine.
About not being with a woman unless you're genuinely interested. That's where I'm at right now.
Where are you at? You don't care if you're that into them?
No, I care very much.
Okay, so you are at that.
Yeah, I'm at that.
No, but a lot of people, especially in LA, are into just hooking up or.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. It's not the best at all ever. A lot of men trick themselves into thinking that that's what they want, but it's not. Yeah. You're all lying to yourselves. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I don't even think I can get into what's that thing called? Fuck.
Hookup culture?
The thing where you have to like someone as a person or know someone well to be attracted to them. What is that?
It's not. I don't want to say sapiosexual.
It's one of those, but I forget the name of it.
Sapiophile or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah.
No. Maybe it's whatever the fuck. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. No. I mean, if that's your thing, that's totally fine.
Yeah. I have no idea.
That's fine.
Do you use dating apps?
No, I am.
Oh, you're going up. Yeah.
I'm doing the old school thing where I go directly up to women and approach them in public. And I stop them dead in their tracks with whatever they're doing, and I go, excuse me. Hey, what's up? I'm Josh. I just thought you were super cute. I wanted to meet you real quick, or some variation of that.
Have you ended up hanging out with any of these people, or?
Actually, yes.
Nice.
Let's see. I've done it when I was in New York. I did it twice, and I went on 2 dates, quote unquote. One was an instant date. The other one was a lovely woman named Yaza from Sweden.
Oh, nice.
She's very, very. The 2 of these women were very gorgeous, and I mean, nothing came of either of them. But I mean, it is better to meet women in the wild, as they say, and.
No one does that anymore, really.
No, they don't.
I was trying to do a joke about I'm jealous of pedophiles because
Why?
they're the only people who meet their partner in person.
That's funny.
They're not on these apps.
That's funny. they do. They're very dedicated to the craft.
Fuck, dude. God damn. Was that me?
Yeah, it was. It's okay. It was a speaker. It's fine. That's you just put it back right up. Bless you. This podcast is falling apart. No. Don't put just lay it flat back a bit. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're at 57, so we're gonna wrap this up anyway.
Cool.
Thank you, Chris, for co-hosting with me. I mean, we're looking to do this every week, posting it maybe every Monday, maybe every Wednesday, etc. I'll figure it out because Mondays and Wednesdays are sketch days, so it may be Tuesday. We'll think about it. We're back. I'm back. I may have other guests on the show as well. It won't always just be Chris. It may be other people.
Bring in some ladies, dude. You gotta get a woman on here, no?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Should they want to do it? We'll see how this goes.
Could be fun.
I mean, as more time goes on, I mean, I don't want to even get into all that. Thank you so much, Chris. I hope you know.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Is there anything?
He's back, guys.
We're back.
Josh Shakespeare.
I'm back. I know.
Check him out.
The 50 of you that watched the previous episodes were dying for me to come back. That's fine. And by the way, when I drop this, I don't want any of you to call me and be like, I don't like, yes, even you, Mom, who's listening to this, hi, to be like, oh, well, I just didn't like the way you said that. That's fine. It's my podcast. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. But I appreciate the help, and I appreciate the honesty, and I appreciate the criticisms. Right. I forgot. Because this is part of the podcast, too, where I have to, tell you what to do. I'm going to put my email for the show in the description, but, I mean, send me videos. Send me your comments. Send me your criticisms. Send me things that you think you want me to talk about that you think would be interesting. Any personal topics, any things that you want advice on, because I have graduated therapy, and I'd be more than happy to give you all advice on how you should be living your lives. Me, a 25-year-old who lives in Los Angeles, California. Chris, tell them where they can find you and what shows you have coming up.
Chris G. Keene, at Chris G. Keene on every platform. Pornhub, Grindr, X videos, shows,
pedophiles in my area.
Yeah. Yeah, all those shows. Let's see. Well, when this comes out, I don't know. Flappers on Saturday.
Just give them the 12 what?
Oh,
like the date.
Oh, okay. Well, tonight that'll be over. 12:14 at Flappers, and then 12:20 at Hollywood Comedy, and 12:28 at Two Roads Theater.
Lana, come say goodbye to the people at home. No, okay. All right. She doesn't. Anything else?
I guess that's it. I don't know. All I know is check out Lana. She's better than Beyonce, guys. Lanny? Fuck.
Oh, I apologize. No, it is Lanny. So Lanny. I didn't say your last name. Thank you. It's Lanny, everybody. So that is also who it's technically Lanny. But yes, look up Lanny. Am I allowed to play your music at the end of this video? Thank you. So Lanny, Lanny. She makes beautiful rugs. Shopoomph.com. On top of that, she's a great singer. She's very beautiful. She's a great person to hang out with. Subscribe to the page. What were you going to say?
Unlike Beyonce, she doesn't date a pedophile. So that's All right.
to her knowledge. Now, she's been with many. I didn't finish. I didn't finish what I was gonna say. You're more than welcome to come and chime in at any point if you like. Anyway, make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon. And no, seriously. Send me your comments, send me your complaints. Hi, everybody. This was the Josh Shakespeare podcast. I'm back. We're back. Welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Chris, for being here and driving an hour to do this podcast that we're probably going to quit after another episode. So
I can't wait to quit.
Yeah.
No, this is going to blow up, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll talk about the women that slept with over 100 guys. We'll get to that.
Teaser for next episode.
Josh A. Shakespeare on all the platforms and on PSN. Shakespeare Josh. I make playlists on Apple Music. Shakespeare Josh. Look that one up. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week.